Hi guys! So today I'm going to try out a new thing, and it is called a brand breakdown. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to find everything in my collection from one brand and just go through and show you everything I have and what I think of it. Because one of my favorite things to watch in makeup videos is collections, and I really like when people go into detail, so I thought I'd try this out. Let me know what you think. I'm going to start with Maybelline. It's probably the single brand, maybe besides Urban Decay, that I have the most of, so I thought it'd be a good one to start with because it's going to be a wide range of products, and I really like a lot of them. So let's start with face. I do not have any foundation from Maybelline. They do have 3 kinds of powder. Oh, and everything on my face today is Maybelline. I used only what's here on my face today. So I'll go through, as I hit the things I used, I'll talk through them. So this is the Instant Age Rewind powder, and this is the Protector Finishing Powder, SPF 25. They don't make this anymore. I got this as a backup when they were on sale and then smashed it. Every powder I've ever had I've smashed. But I really liked this because it's a pretty smooth, lightweight powder and it has that high SPF. Then after they phased out this one, they started doing the Age Rewind, the Perfector Primer inside, which is this powder here with this totally useless white swirl, which is supposedly primer, but really it's just like a white powder that doesn't pick up on your brush, so you can see how like the powder around it was used up, but then this white swirl is there for no reason. And this also has kind of a sparkle to it. So I obviously used it, it's almost gone, but this does not have an SPF. So it was definitely, I think, a step down from this one, but now they're phasing this one out. So I think over at Maybelline, they're putting their all into the new Fit Me line and phasing out some of the Age Rewind. So I tried this one. This is the Dream Wonder Powder, and this is in the shade Porcelain Ivory, which I believe is the lightest shade, and this I thought was too dark for me. I had tried it a couple times and felt like it was a little too dark, but then today I actually used this as my foundation because I don't have a Maybelline cream foundation, so I used this pretty heavily over my face. This says it's a medium coverage, and I would agree. I think my face is medium covered. It's not maybe as flawless as I like, but it definitely worked. And then what I did is with the damp, this is a Real Technique sponge, so the tools are not Maybelline. I don't have any Maybelline tools that I used today, but I just went over this and just pressed everything in just to blend it, and I think it's I'm pretty happy with it. It's not as dark as I thought it was, I guess, so I'll give this another try, but this is still available. For blush, I have 2 of their Master Glaze by Face Studio blush sticks, and these are amazing and I love them and I use them a lot. This is the color Make a Mauve, and this is the color Pink Fever, and I use both of these with a small stippler brush. I usually apply the product directly to my cheeks and then I blend it out. Today I used Make a Mauve, but I probably use Pink Fever more. It's just really pretty. Let me show you these colors right here. So this is Pink Fever, very bright pink there, and this is Make a Mauve, which is a more neutral, deeper, plummy color. But these have great pigmentation and they work well over makeup. I used them over that powder today and it worked out fine. And they also, they dry down and they're not tacky. So I actually prefer these to the Tarte cheek stains. I think they're just easier to use and not as sticky. So big fan of these Master Glaze blush sticks. I have 2 brow products from Maybelline. One is the Eye Studio, I sharpened past the name of it, but I think it's the Master Shape define a brow. And this is in the color Dark Blonde. And this is pretty good. It has a spoolie on the end, and then it's sort of a waxy consistency. Here's that color. And this, I mean, I obviously used up the whole thing. My hair is super bright, you may have noticed. Very bright red. So I will probably be switching over to more auburn brow colors for a little while. They actually dyed my brows when I got this done yesterday, so my brows are super dark. Darker than they ever are. So, but today I did use a tiny bit of this just to define, and then I just went over with a light coat of this Brow Drama Sculpting Brow Mascara. Now this is not great. I don't think I would get this again. It has this really big kind of ball on the end, and the product is kind of thick and goopy and difficult to control, and I think darker than it needs to be. So I'm not a huge fan of this, but I'll use it just to use it up. How I've been using it is just always making sure to wipe the tip off, and then I just run like a very thin layer over my brows, and it just gives them some control. But I don't love, I feel like if you get too much, they look kind of matted and gross. They look like they have goop all over them, and I prefer a clear brow gel to this Brow Drama. I have one eyeliner from Maybelline. This is the Master Kajal in Midnight Brown, and this is one of those liners that you don't sharpen. It just is a tip like this, and you use this. And let me swatch the color for you. It's a very deep brown color, and let me see, I applied it to my waterline before I started shooting, and I'm curious. Yeah, it's staying in there. You're supposed to use it sideways so that it keeps it sharp. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been like reaching for it very much, but I think it's okay. I think it's an okay product. Let me know if you use this and understand kind of the deal with it and how best to use it. Definitely let me know, because I'm curious, and you know, I have it. I haven't tried any other eyeliners from Maybelline. I also realized I don't have any powder blushes from them either. So the next category would be mascara, and I have two. Maybelline makes my favorite drugstore mascara, and it's the Full and Soft, and I have it on today in the regular, but I also have the waterproof, and I just use these both all the time. Very straightforward brush, easy to apply, stay pretty well all day. I would say they do fade a little bit. I feel like halfway through the day a lot of times I need to like amp it back up, recurl, reapply. But for drugstore, very affordable and great go-to everyday mascara. Now we're going to get into the bigger categories. So I have a lot of color tattoos. These everyone went really crazy about these when they first came out. I did too, and I have to admit that even though these are, I think they're a really good product, I don't find myself using these nearly as much as I thought I would when I first got them. What they are these cream products that you apply to your eye, and then they set and stay, and they don't go anywhere. So they make really good bases. But what I struggle with these is just the application itself. I find to be a little bit tricky, because the product it's just difficult for me to get it exactly where I want it on my eye and blend it out in a way that I feel happy with. I sometimes feel like it's a little bit patchy, or I have to tug a lot to get it blended, and that's just not, I don't want to be tugging at my eye every day. So I just don't find myself reaching for these a lot. But when I want a really deep look, or I'm going to a summer wedding, or I really need a base for my eye look that's just not going to budge, These are amazing, and I've also been experimenting using these as liners. So let me show you the colors I have. This color is Gold Shimmer. This was a limited edition shade. It's called Blue Paradise. This is a really pretty kind of duochrome effect, but I really haven't used this very much. I guess I use this most in the summer. I just do a wash over the lid and then use some liner on top and mascara, and then that's it. It's sort of like a one-step look. This is Nude Pink, which is, I think, one of the leathers. This is great, just, you could use this in place of a primer, just as a all-over lid base. This is one of the metal ones. This is Inked in Pink. And I actually love this as a base for the Naked 3 palette because it has that kind of pinky tone to it, and it really helps those shades pop. This is definitely my most used. This is a regular collection one. This is called Barely Beige, and it's just a shimmery, sort of champagne beige color. Great base for eye looks. This used to be part of the permanent line, but I think they've phased it out. It's Pomegranate Punk, and it's actually one of my favorites just in the uniqueness of the color. I'll swatch this one for you. It's sort of this shimmery cranberry shade. This I've used as a base for during the holidays. I loved using this for sort of holiday party looks. This I think was a limited edition. This is called Caramel Cool, and this I really enjoyed too. Let me show you this one. I think as summer rolls around I'll use this one a little more. Really, really pretty copper color. This I got at a discount. It's called Vintage Plum, and this also is one of the leathers collections. This is kind of strange. It's almost a gray color, and I honestly have not even used this. I maybe used it once just to try it out, but see, it's kind of patchy and gray. I don't see myself reaching for this to use it very much at all. And then this was another limited edition. This is Precious Pearl. This is a really nice white base. So those are my color tattoos. I think I went overboard when these first came out. I'm sure I'm not the only one. They were just so innovative. They were the first kind of cream product at the drugstore that had this exciting range of colors. The staying power was amazing, and I think it just took me a little while to figure out exactly where they fit into my routine. And if I had it to do again, I think I would just get the lighter base colors and not go so much for the crazy colors because they are just a little difficult to apply and blend. How many do I have of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 right now. I definitely had a couple. I had So Cool from the original range. I had Edgy Emerald from the original range. Those both dried out. And then I also had Gold Rush from when the metals first came out, and that one just was kind of patchy and it dried out. So that's my take on the Maybelline color tattoos. I think these are a great product and I would recommend them, but I don't think you need 9. Okay, so the next big category is going to be the eyeshadows, and I've never tried the Maybelline, just the regular eyeshadows. I've only tried the Eye Studio Quads, and I have quite a few of those. Let me show you what I have. I'm just trying to clean off here because I want to show you some swatches of these. So these are my Maybelline Eye Studio Quads. I have 6 here. I feel like I have another one floating around somewhere, but I couldn't find it. And I'll just go through each quad. This was a limited edition in Enticing Emerald. This is a permanent. This is in Smoky Night. This was a limited edition in Sapphire Stylist. This is also limited edition in Plum Passion. this is the one that got me into these in the first place. This is a limited edition in Autumn Dream. And this is probably still one of my favorites ever drugstore quads. I'm going to swatch this one for you because it's just such a favorite of mine. There's those colors. They're really, really pretty. I mean, these are not Urban Decay shadows. These are not Smashbox shadows. They definitely are a little powdery, and the pigmentation, particularly in the largest color, which you would hope would be your base all over lid color, is usually lacking, which is the frustrating thing about these, because I usually have to bring in like a Naked Basics or just some other kind of matte light shades to be my highlight and base colors, because if you just use these, just these big ones tend to be, you can see here, it's just like very more glitter than pigment. And here is the last one. This is also limited edition in Strutted Suede, and this is probably my most used quad of theirs because, as you can see, it's neutrals, and these are really pretty. Let me show you these colors too. And I'm swatching these without primer, and I also used these on my eyes today without primer. I just kind of mixed and matched from all my different quads on my eyes today, and also brought in some of the color tattoos. So there's Strutted Suede. And I know a lot of the quads that I'm showing you are in fact, I think all of them are limited edition. Yeah, the only one I have that is not limited edition is Smoky Night. All the other ones are limited edition that I have. However, you can easily find all the colors in all the quads I just showed you in the permanent line. They have a lot of options, and I just find, I'll give you my overall thoughts. So, the upside of these is that they're really bright colors for the drugstore, really fun and unique colors. And I find the quality to be really good. They often look super shimmery when you're looking at them in the pan. However, as you start to kind of dip into them and use them, some of the, I think they do kind of a glitter overspray, because as you can see, this palette looked really, really glittery. Like this one I haven't used as much. Smoky Night. So see how Smoky Night is really shimmery and glittery? This one looked like this when I first got it, but as I've kind of used the colors, that glitter has really gone away. And there is shimmer to these all the way through, but they're not as glittery as they look. This purple one is a good example too. This is really looks shimmery in the pan, but when you put it on the eye, it almost creates a matte look. So don't be turned off by how glittery these look, because they don't perform that way on the eye. The downside of these is they do tend to be a little bit powdery. I think using a primer is best, although today I used them without a primer and they performed pretty well. The other downside is that the pigmentation within each quad is inconsistent. So I can't even pick up one quad where I'm like, all four of these shades are amazing. Except for maybe Strutted Suede. Those four are really good. But even Autumn Dream, my other favorite, this one highlight shade is just too sparkly and shimmery. And it just doesn't function the way I want highlight to function. So for that reason, just getting one of these quads, I don't think there's a single quad where you can create an entire look just with that quad. Because it's just either missing a mid-tone shade or a highlight shade. I love to just pull these out and spread them all out and just play, because the colors are really fun and I think they're really good quality. I think if you find these on sale, they're worth a try, and I think you can get some really fun, colorful, high impact looks. Now, oh, I have one more face product. This is probably my #1 repurchased drugstore item of all time. This is the Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles. It's a concealer. I used it under my eyes today, and I just love, love, love it. This is in the shade Fair. And then my last category is going to be lips. So first I have 5 lipsticks. And I already swatched these. I have 4 of the Vivids. When the Vivids are what really got me into the Maybelline line of lipsticks, and they're so amazing. Let me show you the colors. The first orange shade here is Electric Orange. This is Pink Pop. This is actually limited edition. This is Cherry, Pop of Cherry. It's almost an orangey red color. And then this is Hot Plum, which I have on my lips right now. It's probably my favorite. These Vivids are incredible. As you can see, super pigmented. They're really comfortable on the lips, easy to work with, and pretty moisturizing too. And then I recently got one of the mattes in Touch of Spice. That's swatched right here. And this is obviously very different, more neutral, and I've enjoyed this. I've worn it a few times. It's pretty comfortable for a matte. Then I have one Color Whisper. But some people really like these. I'm not a huge fan of these Color Whispers. This is in the color Ravishing Pink, but as you can see, it's pretty much colorless. I would use this as a gloss and nothing more. I don't even really like to wear it over other things because I feel like it drags the product around. So on its own, maybe I would wear it, but I have not been a big fan of these. I have 2 of the glosses. Maybelline glosses are really good. The 2 colors I have is Electric Shock and Raspberry Reflections. And I really enjoy both of these. They're actually really pigmented for gloss. I have Raspberry Reflections on over Hot Plum today. But these are a good formula. They're not sticky. They last a long time. They're easy to apply. They have a really nice angled doe foot applicator. And I'm a fan of these glosses. And then I have one Baby Lips. I got rid of all my regular Baby Lips because they dried my lips out. This is one in Dr. Rescue, one of the Dr. Rescue ones, which I wanted to give another chance to because I felt like maybe because it was medicated it wouldn't do that. And it's basically clear. I tried to swatch it, but it doesn't really have a color to it. So I'm going to try that out again. But overall, I'm not a huge fan of the Baby Lips. And then I have 2 nail polishes. This one is a super glittery pink in Lavishly Lilac, and then one is in Nighttime Noise. And I tried this over my nails today. It's a pretty chunky, both of these are pretty chunky, difficult to use formulas. They're also really cheap for drugs, even for drugstore. They're only about $3. So I think if you see one color that you just love, it's worth giving it a shot, but they are definitely not my favorite drugstore nail polish formula. That is everything that I have from Maybelline in my collection. That is my breakdown of this brand. If I were to pick out my top ones, it would be the Master Glaze blush sticks, the lipsticks, both the creamy and the matte formulas, and the Full and Soft mascaras. Those for me are my standouts if I could only, and the Age Rewind. So these would be my top 4 Maybelline products. If I could only keep 4 things from Maybelline, these would be the ones I would pick. So I hope that helps you next time you're at the store and you're looking at the Maybelline, just to give you an idea of the range of what's available and what performs really well and what maybe to avoid. So thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!